mentioned NWSL. You're an investor in the Spirit, and of all the clubs to be talking about, I mean, boy, have they had a lot of news recently going on. It's, where to start with the Spirit, maybe Trinity Rodman. And you talk about the Rodman rule. I mean, this player has become kind of the face of a lot of change and progress for the league.
It is, and frankly, tooting our own horn, I think the team has been a real catalyst. I would say Kara's team at Angel City and Washington Spirit are the two teams that have really led the way and have allowed for Trinities of this world to have a platform that actually resonates and turns them into global stars. But yeah, I invested in Washington Spirit in 2020 before Michele Kang took it over, and it was owned by Steve Baldwin, and I knew it was early days, and I knew that there was a lot of growth that needed to happen, obviously. I mean, it's just the nature of being in innovation and early stage. You just know that there's inherent growth that's about to happen. Michele was a 40% owner, and she was just getting her bearings of the team and the space, and she was the first to say that she knew nothing about sports, which is ironic considering she's one of the leaders in this space today, and what a leader. But a few of us helped her take over the team during that pretty crazy time, during the transition of different commissioners at the NWSL, and probably one of my proudest career moments is helping her take over the team and then joining the board for a few years, and then the rest is history. You know what she's been up to. That was a tense takeover. You had the old owners putting out statements, kind of airing their grievances. At one point, one of them admitted, it's personal. And you got it done. I mean, Todd Boehly was in the mix for a moment and then backed out, and Kang got the team. But what was that like behind the scenes? It's like, how much can I say? I can tell you that I was very much in the thick of it for all of that. And I think one Twitter person said, when the deal was done, she successioned the shit out of this deal, which actually is true because it had the same kind of ups and downs. I mean, it was, I think business is not just about deal making from like a legal perspective and contract perspective. A lot of it is human dynamics and human relationships, and there was a lot of that going on. A change needed to happen, and it's not personal to Steve. And I always say, there were a lot of bad things happening at the NWSL then, and luckily what was happening on our side was not even remotely close to any of the sexual harassment stuff, that thank God. But when I heard that things weren't being run properly, I remember thinking, not on my watch. I didn't wait my entire career working in tech innovation and majority male-led rooms to let something like this be mismanaged. And so Michele, of course, is a brilliant woman, and it just made sense to help her out. And so, I've known Todd for a while, and let's say I was at first encouraging a dynamic between the two of them working together, but fundamentally, I think I remember somebody asking me at the time, but we have to have investors who have existing experience in sports teams. And it's like, if you use that narrative, then there's no woman that's ever going to own a sports team, because there has never been. How do you go to 0 for 1? And here you've got an incredibly powerful woman with plenty of capital and passion and interest, and suddenly she went from not knowing anything about sports to knowing everything. Who wants to do it and is crazy enough to go all in. And so, no, she doesn't need a male counterpart to get the shit done. I mean, I hope you can swear. I have a potty mouth, so I love it's all right there. Yeah. YouTube. But yeah, so I mean, I probably pissed off a few people and told them not to get involved and let her be. And so, but that was amazing. And then she set the valuation at $30 million, and then it allowed all of it to rise. And then you saw the announcement yesterday of all the valuations now sort of approaching 200 plus. And that was just 5 years ago. I invested at $5 million valuation. Well, I was going to ask you, what do you make of the expansion fees? Because, we had Leslie Osborne in that seat, Bay FC. And it's already in just a matter of 5 years gone up to, for Atlanta, like $165 million. I mean, it's, first of all, I love Leslie. It's just amazing people getting involved in the league. I 100% buy it. The the traction on commercial is getting better and better. The viewership is getting better and better. Engagement, the deals with broadcasters. I mean, it's a global sport, and it's undeniably growing. And frankly, it might be for some people overvalued in certain instances. But don't tell me that some of the men's teams that we all know are accurately valued, please. I mean, it's very hard to get your money back or a return on a Chelsea investment than it is actually investing in women's sports that will go way past the valuations that we see today. I mean, you can argue all you want about whether it's exactly valued as per where they are today, but we should be valuing a lot of these teams on also their potential, their inevitable potential, and I think that's where we are. But yeah, I mean, it'll surpass the numbers that we're seeing today without, I mean, I have no doubt in my mind.